This is a tutorial on how to format your paper to comply with APA documentation style. The first thing you want to do is to open a blank document and make sure you have formatted the paper so that it is Times New Roman 12 and double space. If you watched the previous video, we walked you through how to do this. I've already formatted this paper, so you can see Times New Roman and 12 here at the top. So the first thing you're going to do is to insert a page number. At the very top in this bar here, you're going to see the word insert. So choose insert, and then you're going to scroll down to page numbers. And then this box opens. So there's a drop-down menu. You're going to choose top of page header, and we're going to keep it to the right. You want to make sure that the box here is still checked that says show number on first page, because we want to start our paper actually on page 1 as the title page. Once you have all of that formatted, just click OK, and you will see that page number 1 is automatically here at the top. There's another way of doing it as well. You can simply go to this insert, but then you scroll over to page number, and then you still want to choose top of page right and show number on first page. We now want to put the information on the title page that is needed. And so what you should do is go 3 double spaces down, 1, 2, 3, and then center this. The title of your paper is going to be in bold, so go over and select bold, and then write the title of your paper. This one I'm going to choose Career Exploration Report. It's one of the papers that they do in English 102. I'm going to format this paper according to English 102. However, if you're taking any English course, whether it's English 101, English 122, you want to make sure that you have the title of that particular paper. I would unclick then the bold, and then we're going to go 2 double spaces down, so actually 4 spaces in between. And here is where you're going to write your name, and it should be first and last name. Once you get to the end of that line, hit return. Now we're going to type the name of the department. So since this is an English course, we're going to use English department. However, if you are taking classes for other departments and they require APA, which they should, then you also should type in the appropriate title of that department. After you have the name of the department, please put a comma, and then we want to name our college. You want to type out the whole name, Delaware Technical Community College. Please do not abbreviate with DTCC or call it Del Tech. We always use the proper name of the college. Hit return again. And now we're going to type the name of our course. So in this class instance, it's going to be English 102. However, if you're in English 101, you're going to type in English 101, English 122, English 124, etc. And then type in the proper name of the course. So English 102 is called Composition and Research. If you were, again, in English 101, you would want to call this Critical Thinking and Academic Writing. Hit enter or return one more time. And this time you're going to type in your instructor's name. Now, according to APA, you want to use the first and last name. All right, you will also then use the proper title. So if a person does have a doctorate, then please be sure to use doctor. If they are male, use Mr. Female, use Mrs. or Ms. MS. Then you're going to use the first and last name of the instructor. Now the instructor will tell you what they would like you to write. Please make sure you spell the instructor's name correctly. The last piece of information is the date, so we're going to hit return one more time, and here you will write the date. So that is the format for the title page. You have your page number at the top. Again, you have the name of your paper in bold. We have 4 spaces in between. Your name, the name of the department, in this case the English department, comma, Delaware Technical Community College. Then the name of your course, so whatever the 3-letter initial is, in this case for English it's ENG 102, and the proper name of the course, Composition and Research. Your instructor's name, Dr., Mr., Mrs., first and last name. If they want you to use middle initials, they will tell you that. And lastly, you want to write the date. The next thing you want to do is to begin typing your paper. So at this point, what I would do is hit enter one more time, and then go to Insert Page Break. And this will take you automatically to the top of page 2. At the very top, centered, like we've had on page 1, so the cursor is still center, you again want to type the title of the paper, and you want to make sure it is in bold. So it was Career Exploration. I'm going to hit bold. And our paper was called Career Exploration Report. Now we are really ready to start writing the paper, so I'm going to unclick bold one more time. I'm going to hit return, and now we're going to put the cursor over to the left. This is where we're going to type the first line of our paper. And so the first thing you want to do before you type anything is to hit tab one time, and that will insert the line so that you're beginning in the proper space. When you start new paragraphs, always use the tab button, and they are preset, and they're preset correctly. Having used the tab, your spacing should be about 5 spaces in, and this is where you are actually going to begin typing your paper. Once you get to the end of your paper, we do need to include a references page for most papers. The easiest way to do this, again, is to hit return one time and then go up here to Insert, and I would then go to Page Break one more time. This takes us to the top of whatever the last page is. So if we wanted to continue typing on page 3 and it ended up on page 4, the references page would automatically be pushed to the top of page 5. If you don't do that, then you have to make manual adjustments, and this is when it happens that sometimes the references page is at the bottom of the last page where you have text. The references page always needs to be separate by itself and the last page of your paper. We do want to center it, and we do want to make sure that we choose bold, and you're going to call it references. So the word references should be bold. You shouldn't have any other special features, nothing underlined, no italics. Please do not add reference page. It's simply the word references, always in plural, not in singular. I would unclick bold, hit your return, and then take the cursor over to the left-hand side, and then you are actually ready to begin typing the various entries on your references page. So do keep in mind that everything on the reference page stays the same. You're still going to use Times New Roman 12 font, and the spacing is still going to be double spaced. You still have the page number at the top. There is one other thing that you want to format ahead of time before you actually start typing the individual references, and that you want to choose what we call hanging indent. So you want to look for format and look for paragraph. And then here in the middle you'll see something that says special, and you want to choose the drop down menu to hanging. And if you look down here, this gives you a sample of what a hanging indent looks like. So the first line would be all the way to the left, and then all of the subsequent lines are indented. You want to use this and then hit OK so that you do not have to space it yourself every time that you are typing an entry. So it will do this automatically when you get to the end of the line. When you hit return and start the next one, it will automatically do the same. So again, you want to find format wherever it is located in your computer, paragraph, and then where it says special, choose hanging and hit OK. Like all the other things, you can eventually set this as a default by simply selecting Set as Default. So that concludes our video on how to format a paper so that it meets APA guidelines. Thanks for listening.